The thing is, I guess I really want to like Suda Goichi, or Suda 51 as we'd call him in the States. I was a big fan of Killer 7, the art style, the very convoluted, strange plotline, and so on and so forth. And I believe that, you know, as a game producer, he hasn't had his breakout hit yet, and I was hoping that this would be it. But I'm kind of getting the feeling that he still has the art side drilled in very, very good, and still working on the gameplay as a secondary thing. Although he did a much better job this time. And I mean, it's a button masher, and there's nothing wrong with being a button masher. I have a friend who designs games, and he was telling me you've got to get this 30 seconds of core good gameplay there, and you can build a whole game around it.
Yeah.
For this, it happens to be, you know, A, swipe, and then your ass is legal tender. I think they didn't overdo the waggle. If they did, you know, you'd be really, really tired because you're swinging all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, because I kind of did expect them to kind of like overdo the waggle, maybe a little bit, you know, just because of the lightsaber sort of thing.
You're punctuating. It's like a sentence, right? You've got a sentence where you're pressing A and B over and over, maybe with the lockdown button held down, and then at the end you punctuate it by a swipe, and you've got the nice pause, freeze frame. And I don't know about you, but I would get excited when I'd see a bunch of enemies lined up and you saw like the left or the right cut, because you know, oh, all those guys are about to go, and you shake it and you're like, oh. For so long, all you've got is, you know, you've got A, you've got B. If the character is dizzied, you go up and you press B, and you can execute all of these suplex moves.
Yeah.
Well, it helps a lot with the bosses though, because
That's true.
you just keep attacking and attacking, they'll start blocking you. But if they get dizzy, you stop attacking immediately and grab them.
Yeah.
It does more damage.
Yeah, I couldn't. I fought like a few of those bosses, and I couldn't quite find the right point where you can press B and then just grab them and do it.
When the stars come up here and you hear the birds chirping, you have to immediately let it go, because if you don't, then they'll start blocking, and then you've got to wait for the next big move and the opening to attack.
My problem was I was over slashing, so by that point I was already screwed up, and they're halfway across the room. I like how it's kind of set up as Grand Theft Auto, but not.
You've got to go through this vacuous city where there's basically nothing but a bunch of buildings that you can't enter.
But the way you do get money is kind of fun, because they're like these little side job missions, these little part-time job missions, and they're simple, but they're kind of like the main game, kind of decently fun. Oh, and there's little assassination missions, sort of like these time trial sort of things too.
They're essentially, you know, fetch quests. I mean, you run out, you do a thing, and then a new assassination gig will open up, and you'll do that, and then after that, suddenly you've got enough money, so you pop it in the ATM, and then boom, you get your ranking match. And the ranking matches, at least for me, were taking about, I don't know, 20 minutes apiece.
Quite beautiful, wouldn't you say? Paid for with the lives of many. When you have the strength to take life for yourself, that is true wealth. I am free of desire. So long as I have this scenery to look upon, I need nothing more. Please leave me be.
You're the one leaving.
What did you think about the story?
Story, well, it's better than Killer 7 in as much as it doesn't fuck with your brain too much, so that's good. And like, in general, the acting is better. It's all English voices, a little bit more natural in No More Heroes, and so I like that. And of course, the story itself is, you know, crazy.
Congratulations. You are now ranked 10th.
10th, huh? What? Do I get anything?
How about some cash? That should help you pay the bills.
I'm not feeling the sense of accomplishment that I should here. So I just gotta do this a few more times, right?
If you so choose, yes.
And you will keep your promise?
There is nothing the association cannot do.
And if I refuse?
As the 10th ranked assassin, you are now a target for those who want to replace you. Anytime, anywhere. Number 11 could be right around the corner.
We're talking about the prototypical otaku, you know, the Japanese geek who's got all the little collectible figurines, is big into pro wrestling, has a big poster on the wall that he goes up to and he goes, Moe, right before he starts.
too.
He is. So he's like that, he's that fantasy.
I think in terms of Travis, the character, I think he's more targeted towards Suda. Because, you know, he's that kind of guy. He really does make these games for himself. If you look at Travis, like you mentioned, all the pro wrestling stuff, Suda loves pro wrestling. He always puts those luchador masks in his games and everything like that. And so it is kind of like this nice little personification of him, too. But I think it's a cool character. I mean, he is a nerd, but he is very brash, too. He is a smartass. And he dresses okay. You can get all sorts of clothes, too.
Oh, yeah. Travis is a dickhead through most of it. You're going through dealing with all of these different killers, and for most of them that you're dealing with, he has absolutely no remorse about killing them, and he talks up himself a lot. But if you notice at the same time, when he encounters women, he behaves a tad differently when the fight is over.
Yeah.
You'll notice that there is kind of a softer side to him.
It's sort of like a little reflective pause, maybe.
It almost makes you wonder if there's going to be more character development. Like, he's not as paper thin as he's made out to be, even though that's deliberate and it works fine for the game.
Yeah, you're right.
Before you have your actual ranked match in every level, Sylvia will give you a call, and it comes in only through the Wiimote, so you're holding it up and you're walking slow speed, and she's telling you, I'm 500% certain that you're gonna die this time, but are your teeth clean? Is your bladder being urgent?
You almost want to turn the remote volume down just so you can look stupid and want to hold it up.
My remote volume was actually down, so when it rang, I was just like, she's talking to me, and I started listening to it. And the funny thing was my girlfriend was watching me play, and she's like, what happened? I was like, apparently I'm about to die.
The overall graphics, I mean, it's not quite as good as Killer 7. I mean, I guess because, you don't have Capcom backing you or anything, but I think in general the art is pretty good. The dialogue boxes are the rolling paper, the wallpaper sort of effect, and and when you go to the bathroom to save, all the toilet paper comes flying on the screen. All the dot graphics around and like the menus and stuff.
Oh yeah, and the classic sound effects.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Like when you get your ranking and it's like dun 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 dun, and it looks all 8-bit.
Like a screen.
Yeah, I love that.
Detrimental too, like in the mini map, because it's all pixel mini map, and it kind of juts
almost
up and down.
unreadable.
It's kind of hard to navigate around with that. But
I think if you got an import capable Wii, that you could play this. All of the dialogue is in English. A lot of the on-screen dialogue is also in English. The American version is supposed to be very graphic, lots of blood and dismemberment, and none of that's in the Japanese version. Everyone just explodes into ash.
You could buy it right now if you really wanted to, if you're like me and you're kind of like this die-hard Grasshopper fan who wants to get everything. Like,
and you have a Japanese Wii.
Yeah, exactly. But just wait till February if you like the good kind of like beat 'em ups, reams and reams of same looking dudes coming at you all the time. It is like a beat 'em up version of Zelda, because you run through the temple, we'll say, and then go and beat the boss and get a heart container. But it's much more linear.
And then there's a fetch quest. It's exactly like Zelda, right?
Exactly.
If you know what you're stepping into when you get this game, I think you're not going to be disappointed. The visceral feeling is there. The waggle is not overdone. And if you're looking for action, you want a few laughs at the expense of a bunch of people exploding into a shower of coins, you're gonna be happy.